A Portrait of Hagerstown, 1976. A bicentennial project of the Hagerstown Women's History Club. The original script was written by club members Catherine Underhill, with updates by Phyllis Mathias. This script is read by Suanna Goodnight. This program has been made possible through a matching grant from the Indiana Humanities Council in cooperation with the National Endowment for the Humanities. And now, A Portrait of Hagerstown, 1976.
Today is the 4th of July, 1976, and we are going home to celebrate the bicentennial anniversary of our nation's birth. Home is Hagerstown, Indiana, a small rural community of about 2,000 people. Founded in 1832, Hagerstown is nestled comfortably in the Nettle Creek Valley in east central Indiana. 200 years ago, when Paul Revere rode through the night, there were no cities, only small towns and villages. But out of these small communities came the virility of a new nation. Since we are also a rural community, a small goat might be a good example that size is no indication of strength. Small towns have a type of personal strength not found in cities, as typified by our town board. Small towns have people with warmth, like our postmaster, Paul Folk. Businesses that show concern, like Culberson Gray Funeral Home, and pride in their community, like Mr. Hagerstown himself, Don McCullough. Small towns have respect for all people who serve, from our local physician, Dr. William Miller, to those serving senior citizens, Meals on Wheels. Helping each other brings a smile to all who serve. The kids especially love our school janitor. From the east, we approach Hagerstown as we have done so many times in years past, looking out over a small town nestled in a valley with a view of the hills beyond. On State Road 38, we pass the Splash Club swimming pool. Kids take lessons and adults can relax in the sun. On down the hill, we have this handsome industrial building, which is Dana Distribution Center. Continuing on, we see places for food and fun, our bowling alley, a small shopping center, and a place of refreshment on a thirsty day. Here's our post office at the corner of Main and Plum. Roomy sidewalks make coming home a pleasure, but it takes more than broad streets and wide sidewalks to make us important. Those can be found in any city. What do we have that they do not? Simply put, we are part of a unique whole, proud of our state, country, and the democracy it represents. In this 200th year of our nation's birth, we're proud of who we are, where we came from, and where we think we're going. Let's look closer at Main Street in Hagerstown. No other town this size has a better coin laundry. Wouldn't Mrs. Paul Revere enjoy such facilities? Across the street, the Hagerstown Exponent newspaper, established in 1875, has had only 5 editors, and we have 2 of them, Ed O'Neill and Floyd Lacey. A meeting of the minds of Editor Lacey and advertising partner Jim Lagomersino makes the business go. There's much activity behind the scenes with the hum of the print shop. Next door on the corner, Rhea Abbott presides over a thriving business. The candy business was established by her husband's family before the turn of the century. Found here are gifts of all kinds in the 2 sisters and downstairs in Granny's cellar. Delicious Abbott's Candy, known far and wide for its excellence and purity, is a big draw to our community. The candy shop kitchen is right down our alley. Back across Main Street, a wise motorist is filling up at the Texaco service station. On the way into town at Dale Chevrolet, we noticed other motorists eyeing a possible purchase. New businesses make the town thrive. In this block, we find the new alongside the old. At the corner of Main and Perry, a century-old structure built by the Independent Order of Odd Fellows in 1880 holds several businesses. A craft shop owned by Richard Parsons guarantees to satisfy the desire for the unusual. Next door are Jim and Becky Reed, a young couple who love the old. Welcome to their shop called Antiques and Uniques. Across the street we find treasures of a different sort. Rocks for Sale by Stan Brodsky. This is jewelry that nature provides. The parade won't start until 10 o'clock. We have time for a short visit to the hairdresser down a side street. On South Perry, this shop is owned by an attractive business lady, Maudie Hunt, and we can be sure of being turned out fast, like customer Jill Emery. Across South Perry Street, the men in our group get the same service from Dan Ballinger in Stubbs Barber Shop, while customer Russell Working waits. Back on Main Street, we pass the Heritage Toggery Dress Shop, full of nice things and friendly service. Here are the impressive windows of the widely known Beechler's Furniture Store, featuring period or contemporary. Unquestionable quality pleases Paul's customers. Our town is full of nationally known businesses. Wolliver's famous smorgasbord on East Main attracts people from many states. If that line is discouraging, go back out to the shopping center where another business lady, Lydia Brown, chats with customers in her restaurant. Close by, snacks and goodies are available at a bake sale. Main Street will soon be blocked off for our big parade. Downtown, the crowd is beginning to gather at the post office. Let's go into Renneker's Five and Dime, where you can get those hard-to-find items both upstairs or down. The sound of a tent flapping means the Nettle Creek Players Summer Theater's in town. Inside, rehearsal makes perfect the performance to come. We can hear the clear young voice of IU student Anne Louise Harmeyer. America was built by individual enterprise. This community is a prime example. The Nettle Creek Pharmacy is also on Main Street across from the post office. It is presided over by experienced pharmacist Melvin Bennett. The recently established Bennett's department store is owned by Melvin's son Fred and wife Jane. Their daughter Denise will assist you with your purchase from a wide assortment of merchandise. Sometimes our community does change. The kindly couple, Ernest and Pauline Sieb, who came from Germany, are planning to retire soon from their bakery and move north to be near their daughter. The fragrance of those goodies will be long remembered. What would summer be without kids and a lemonade stand? The crowd is gathering now. The post office steps make the perfect reviewing stand for the parade. The route driver delivers in our subdivision, Graceland Heights. The post office building is closed on this national holiday, but any other day services abound from Postmaster Chester Sanders. Just outside the post office, the 1976 time capsule will be buried for posterity. Across the street from the post office is the True Value Hardware Store, where, like the dime store, nearly everything can be found. Dorothy Owens and owner Phil Mahoney can assist you. We're going to need more film for this coming parade. Behind this turn-of-the-century front is a modern, well-appointed drugstore where Louise Reed is a clerk. Behind the prescription counter are the new owners, Richard Parrish and Max Schwartz, who serve their town well in many capacities. On the south side of Main Street are two new businesses, Hawley Monuments and Joy Lee Sewing. On the corner is a convenient downtown grocery, Ford's Market, not so large in floor space, but tremendous in business volume and service. We are welcomed by owner Phil Ford. Around the corner is a friend we're all glad to have in the end, Dick Culberson in Culberson Gray Funeral Home. We're glad he's here for us. Back at the stoplight at Main and Washington is another complete hardware store, where Oni Kane helps a customer. Here's one of the last opportunities to see nails weighed out by the pound. Well, finally, the parade rounds the corner with the Hagerstown High School marching band leading the way. Who says that parades are all alike? I say it depends on which one you are watching. This is our parade, showing our churches and our civic pride. These are our people who work, play, and pray in our town. Our friends, classmates, our families. Our farmers with old equipment and new. Our students and cheerleaders. Emerson Johnson portrays Uncle Sam bringing patriotism to our home. Even out-of-towners join in our parade. Miller Dairy in Cambridge City brought their truck. The community band plays with pride, while the horses and riders wait. It is now time to greet old friends, some in 1776 costumes. Crafts are displayed at our own airport. Some are spinning, some are sewing a fine seam. The displays include macrame and hobbies like flower pictures. Some are old, some are new. There's chair caning, candle making by Doris Davis, apple dolls by Dorothy McCullough, embroidery by Kathy Schwartz, and woodworking by Dick Parsons. Rediscovered crafts are silk flowers by Betty Folk and embroidery. Now the stage is set for the evening program. A 1776 style show is scheduled. Seamstress Olive Bruner shows us her white outfit, and we see the latest in 1776 fashion and apparel for the whole family. When it is time to eat, the restaurants and refreshment spots are crowded. Let's go back east to the supermarket and pick up some snacks. Again, we pass that three-story 1880 building that houses both the old and the new. In the upstairs museum, we find artifacts of the town's history and view the remarkable wall murals painted in 1913 by local artist Charles Newcomb. Looking back down Main Street, it occurs to us that women seem to manage the money in our town. The attractive new Second National Bank building at the west end of the business district has women tellers and a very competent lady manager, Annabelle Beard. Even the West End Building and Loan Company is managed by a lady, Ollie Honeycutt, who serves Fred Wood. In the house next to the pharmacy is an art shop owned by Rosanna Roth. Another business run by women, like volunteer Ruth Reynolds, is the thrift shop in the Teeter Building on West Main. The shop was developed by Church Women United to provide bargains for shoppers and scholarships for ambitious students. With the street partially cleared in this block, we can fill the gas tank at the Marathon station, where we will be served by owner Dean Conwell, who grew up here. It's his town, too. The side streets of our town are as important to business as Main Street. At the corner cleaners on North Perry and College, a dependable pair, Jerry and Glenn Watt, take care of even the most fragile cleanables. Glenn's brother Lester offers the same service on South Perry. Bill Wizicki's fast-growing photo finishing business thrives on the quiet street of West North Market. Lamar Flor's shop lifts the spirits and expresses love on Sycamore. Bob's Package Place offers refreshments from its location on North Perry. The Dana Industrial Complex on South Washington still uses an early building where a worldwide business was begun. Perfect Circle Piston Rings was founded here by the Teeter family. The complex includes a new engineering building. A large parking lot is provided for those who make the auto products, and the products now move from Dana out to waiting auto industries by tractor trailers. Some streets turn into roads that welcome us into the local countryside. The corn is green, more than knee-high by the 4th of July. In the fall, the green will turn to browns and yellow as the fields are ready for harvest. This is when the elevator on Factory Street really becomes busy, and enterprising farmers will start their early fall plowing. Fields are productive in the Nettle Creek Valley, which is good for animals and crops. Soon the county fairs will start, and John Wampler's pampered animals might wonder about all the fuss. Sales abound, making room for the new. Treasure or trash? You decide. On another side street of town, we pass the hub of our existence, the city building at 49 East College, presided over by clerks Jane Miller and Laverne Stratton, and clerk-treasurer Marvin Locke. There's the License Bureau at 98 East Main that keeps us on the straight and narrow. The firehouse is on North Plum, and dependable friends on icy days or dead of night all are present in our parade. The Old Trails District of the Boy Scouts of America have their headquarters in our town on South Plum. They support 6 counties in our area. Recycling programs are a big part of their support. The Masons are proud of their new home at 200 South Pearl. On West Main, the UAW building is also a meeting place for retirees. Our lovely library at 10 East College houses the books to expand our minds. The efficient librarian, Marcella Hardwick, knows the interests and hobbies of everyone in town. Her helper is Jill Emery. They teach the young that books are fun in the children's department. When it comes to service, we're blessed as no other town. In this medical building on East Main are located these guardians of our health, Dr. Dale Leonard and Dr. Alfred Hollenberg. Veterinarian Dr. Henry Fallis looks after the health of our animals on North Washington. Other services are performed by Dr. Loy Hudson, optometrist, and Dr. William Cornells, dentist, and longtime doctor in the community, Dr. William Miller. Our community has an efficient water purification plant on South Washington, and our tall water tower on Factory Street, as well as our blue and white fire hydrants. Have you seen the new man in town? We pass the schools. Here is where education begins in the new elementary on North Sycamore. Our former high school is now a junior high. The new junior-senior high school opened in 1971 on Baker Road at the north edge of town. Schools send our young out into the world beyond Hagerstown. But before they go, they have good times and hard times, challenges and victories. High school principal Mike Douglas is admiral of this fleet of buses. The schools and teachers are all hard at work for us. Our 8 churches are the Nettle Creek Church of the Brethren on Old State Road 1, the Baptist on South Sycamore, and the Baptist on State Road 38 West, the Church of God, the Methodist Church on South Perry, the Church of Christ on North Perry, and the Nazarene on South Elm. The United Church of Christ is on South Washington. All are concerned with our spiritual welfare, and no one could be more concerned for the welfare of this small town than the people who live here, service, watch over our industry, and dedicate their time to our progress. In winter or in summer, McCoy's refuse service sees that we don't bury ourselves in our own trash. Life is not hurried here. There's time for golf at the local country club on Woodpecker Drive, and progress is coming with the start of highway improvements on Woodpecker, which will become New State Road 1. At the south edge of town, we have a Girl Scout camp for the young, with a lake for swimming and boating. And west of town is a park for all ages to enjoy picnics and Little League baseball. Dedicated adults insist on fair play with our fun. Seasonal visitors come our way from the South, such as this exchange student from South America who's staying with Donna Hollenberg and family. This visitor from the North is a familiar figure, greeting children on the steps of the post office. We have more than our share of lovely homes. The new, the older, and the historic. These two are on South Perry. This stately home of Richard Federico is at 199 South Washington, and another early stately home occupied by the Jerry Adams family is at the north edge of town. And the Christian Church maintains their parsonage on South Washington. Richard and Phyllis Condor restored this lovely 1830s brick house at 249 East Main. Houses on Main Street are perfect for watching the passing parade. All too soon the last float goes by and the parade is over. We also have quiet places to move the spirit. The window of the United Church of Christ provides a place to commune, and the falls on Nettle Creek help us to dream on a quiet summer day. Our souls are well guarded too, like the brick church cemetery on Old State Road 1, and a place to remember our friends here in the town's West Lawn Cemetery. As we head west, we leave Hagerstown in good hands. Small towns are the backbone of this great country. We like to say that we live in a mighty small town. Here our town meets the country once again with a scene of tranquility. The barn on the George Bell Farm says it all. Happy 200th birthday, America, from all of us in Hagerstown.